just as we need more public service, we face a lack of revenue at the state and federal and local level, and compounded by an ideological warfare against the public sector. It's really an unspeakable breakdown of the system.
Well, and that's the thing that was so disconcerting about the fact that if you go just down the ballot and don't look at the top presidential thing, we see that for whatever reason, Trump still has traction in many, many union households, and depending on which poll you look at. And so, what is happening right now? That I just got a release from the National Association of Counties, Narda Marx's front group, who say that close to 1 million public workers have been laid off since February,
Right.
and that is continuing to happen. And so, in much of America, in much of the places that Donald Trump still carried the vote, I'm thinking of upstate New York, places where the manufacturing base was long eroded because of multinational policies that the United States facilitated that you've covered in such detail in this program. All that's left, Rick, all that's left is the prison and the hospital. And now we're saying that those places of employment, those are really kind of, that's it. That's the backbone of what's left. And we're seeing that undermined by the refusal of the Republican Senate still, as we speak, to do this second round of stimulus, and even a more cynical act, which was not to do as done in Western democracies that are more pro humanity, the business of holding back the $600 additional pandemic relief to try to support people to keep the quarantine. So, yeah, it's a race to the bottom like we've never seen.
Is there any light in the tunnel? Is there any upsurge? I know you've been in touch with some of the union leaders. Is there any organizing going on? Is there any labor response? You know, the way there was eventually in the 1930s, the last time we had a depression like this?
Well, what we're seeing is that individuals that are represented by a union, and there's some data, are faring better in the pandemic in the sense that they will have, at least, for instance, if they're required to have a quarantine of 2 weeks, that's paid. We're seeing that there's a much greater likelihood of having PPE, personal protection equipment, if you're in a unionized environment. What is really stark is what's happening in so many places where, as we know, so many essential workers, particularly in the food sector and distribution, aren't. And those folks are, look at what happened even in the meatpacking industry where there was representation. So it's a mixed bag, but it seems that consciousnesses are being raised and people are being radicalized.